Matter is just stuff. And we can talk about lots of ways to classify matter. So one of the ways you can classify matter is how it's separated. If matter cannot be separated by physical means, it's a pure substance. And physical means of separation, you can put that off to the side here. Things like evaporation, distillation, which is separating things by their boiling point, filtration, which we've done in class. There's other ways you can physically separate things, but if you cannot separate them by physical means, it's a pure substance. It can contain only one type of atom. If it only contains one type of atom, it's an element, and it's found on the periodic table of elements. So if it's not on the periodic table, not an element. So you can pick any examples you would like on the periodic table, like helium, lead, gold. There's some diatomic elements, which means they're a molecule, but there's only one type of atom. So like oxygen is an element, but there's two atoms there. If it contains two or more types of atoms in whole number ratios, that's called a compound. You may have heard of like a compound word, like watermelon is a compound word because it's putting two different things together. So some examples of compounds are water, sugar, like a glucose is a sugar, carbon dioxide. These are all separate, pure substances, but if all of the molecules in there or all of the compounds are the same, it's still a pure substance. If it can be separated by physical means, these are the physical means, and there's some other ones, it's a mixture. If the mixture is uniform throughout, from a human's viewpoint, we call that homogeneous. So any substance that looks the same throughout, these are things like milk, salt water, Gatorade, stuff like that. Now there's individual pieces in there, but if you look at it, it just looks just the same throughout. But we know things like Gatorade have multiple pieces in there. There's water, there's electrolytes, there's sugar, there's coloring to make it different colors. On the other side, if you have non-uniform distribution, which just means there's lots of chunks of stuff, there's different pieces in there, it's heterogeneous. There's tons of mixtures that are heterogeneous. In fact, most of them that you see probably are. So for example, a chocolate chip cookie, you can see individual particles and pieces. Pizza, like bubble tea, anything that you can see the individual pieces floating, like dirty water, stuff like that is all heterogeneous.